So in here we have some examples with the letter H and K, and we're going to talk about the transformation. Up here is the general form for functions with their transformation, but since we only focus on translation, we're going to focus on the x minus h plus k. On this side we have all of them minus h and plus k. The first one is absolute value, and then quadratic, and then cubic, then square root function. So if we talk about the one inside h, and again h and k represent numbers, we're just going to show you like the patterns of it. So since it's minus h on the absolute value, so it's going to be h to the right. Since it's plus k, so it means that it's k upwards. So over here, same thing, h to the right, and then k upwards. So inside, if it's minus, it's going to move to the right. Outside, it's going to move up. So again, here's the cubic, h units to the right, and then k units upward. Now again, if say h was 4, so since if it's minus 4, that means that it's going to move 4 units to the right. Now if k was like 7, so plus 7, that means that it's going to move 7 units upwards. So even though it's different function, absolute value, quadratic, cubic, and square root, they have the same transformation. No, again, the same for function, but this time it's plus h and minus k. So if we were to talk about it, they're opposite. So if minus h means, again, this is within the function, so we're going to talk about numbers within the function. If it's minus h means right, so the opposite, plus h, means to the left. So we're going to say h unit to the left, and over here now it's the outside. Since it's outside, plus k means up, so minus k means k units down. So same thing here, plus h, so h to the left, minus k, so k downwards. So again, plus h, so that means to the left, minus k downwards. For square root, plus h, so h to the left, minus k, so it's k downward. Now this is the part where we have to be very careful when we're doing transformation given the equations. If you look closely, x minus h and x plus h, it's inside the absolute value lines, inside the parentheses, same thing here, and inside the square root. So if you have a number within the function, like these right here, you can see that it's going to either move to the right or to the left. Now if you see your k's, plus k, minus k, you see how it's outside after the absolute value line, after the parentheses, and after the square root. You see right here the square root, it only covers x plus h, but it does not go over minus k, it does not go over plus k. So again, if it's after the function, then it means it either goes up or down. So plus k, so it's k units up, minus k, k units down. So again, be very careful when you're looking at the equations and determine their transformations. So we have 3 transform functions, or 3 transform equations. So what we're going to do for each of them is look at the function and then write out the transformation. So in this part, our first example is the absolute value of x minus 3 plus 7. So since it's minus 3, that means that it's going to move 3 units to the right, and then since it's plus 7, so it's going to be 7 units up. So the second equation, second example of this part, we have x plus 4 cube, or the cube of x plus 4, then minus 6. So the cube of x plus 4 minus 6. So since it's x plus 4, that means that 4 units to the left, and then since it's minus 6 after the function, it's going to be 6 units down. Now we have the square root function. So the square root of x minus 1, then minus 2. So x minus 1, that means it's just 1 unit to the right, just like over here, x minus 3, 3 units to the right. Now minus 2 is just like this. So 2 units down. So again, if you have a number within the function, it's going to either move to the right or left. If you have a number outside, it's going to either move up or down. So this is what you would do. You can write it with arrows, or you can also write 3 right and 7 up. Over here, you can write 4 left and 6 down. So if you are required to write out the transformation or describe when given functions or given equations, you can either write it like this, right up, left down, or with arrows. That will be sufficient for me.